IVM.
News Kids on the Block. We bring to you stories that top the nation's papers, fresh from the Ascend International School and IVM desk. Hi, I'm Kavya.
I'm Anya.
And I am Trivik.
And welcome to this week's episode of News Kids on the Block, where we give you all the top news updates of the week.
Our first stories for you today are actually COVID updates. We would have probably thought that by this point we'd have stopped needing these, but here we are again. I'll hand it over to Kavya to get you started with a COVID milestone.
Yeah, and thought it would be really interesting to talk about the vaccine update in India, considering that we have come a very long way from the start. And like you said, we've reached like a milestone where we've vaccinated over 50% of the adult population in India now has both doses of the COVID-19 vaccine. A total of 127 crore doses have been administered across the country. And over 85% of the 18 plus population has at least one dose. Obviously, we still have a lot to do and we still have a long way to go. But I think this comes at a really good time where the new variant has been prowling about, which Trivik will come to in some time. But I think this will just really help us stay as safe as possible and prevent a third wave or prevent things from shutting down again, which I really know we all don't want to see.
So the next part of this COVID update, we've been talking about the new Omicron variant for the past few episodes. This story which I've just read talks about how the vaccines would deal with the Omicron variant, and while researchers have said that there was apparently a quote-unquote very large drop in how well the vaccine's antibodies neutralize new strain, the World Health Organization's Dr. Mike Ryan said that there was no sign that the Omicron variant would be any better at evading the vaccines any better than the other variants. And he stated that we have highly effective vaccines that have proved effective against all variants so far in terms of severe disease and hospitalization. And there's no reason to expect that it wouldn't be so for Omicron. Dr. Ryan, the World Health Organization's emergencies director, told the AFP news agency. He also said that the initial data suggested Omicron did not make people sicker than the Delta and other strains. If anything, the direction is towards less severity, he said.
Yeah, I think we're seeing that even though it's not as severe as the Delta variant, it is spreads 4 times faster, if I'm not mistaken. So let's hope it doesn't get too bad. With that, we'll take a short break and we'll be right back on News Kids on the Block.
Namaste, this is Cyrus Brocha. I am part of the government cancel culture program to remove rubbish off all the different streams available. So what we have is all the collected rubbish we put together on our show. It's called Cyrus Says. It's on IVM podcast. You have to watch it and listen to it. It's on our app. It's on our website. It's on the YouTube channel. It's on Facebook. There are many different ways. Don't bother me and ask me how. You have to find out. We talk to different personalities. Many of them are known. Some are just people we meet downstairs and invite them up for chai. But the point is, it's fun and it's very therapeutic. So please join in and listen to Cyrus Says.
Welcome back to News Kids on the Block, where we bring to you all the top news updates of the week. I'm Anya, and the next story we have for you today, 8th of December, an Mi-17V5 helicopter crashed around noon. This was an IAF, or an Indian Air Force vehicle, and it carried the Chief of Defence Staff, General Bipin Rawat, his wife, and 12 others on board. They crashed near Kannur in Tamil Nadu, where the general was on his way to the Defence Staff College in Wellington to deliver a lecture. Unfortunately, in the crash, General Bipin Rawat, alongside 12 others, including his wife, perished. Wing Commander Prithvi Singh Chauhan was the pilot, and he too lost his life. As I mentioned earlier, 13 of 14 are confirmed dead. The group captain, Varun Singh, from the Defence Services Staff College, is currently critical with 80% burns. General Bipin Rawat was a highly decorated 4-star general who previously served as the head of the army before becoming the first ever Chief of Defence Staff. I think it's just a very big moment right now because essentially the man who sort of controlled a lot of our military. The effects of the general's death will definitely be seen, considering that he, as the Chief of Defence Staff, he sort of commanded most of our military operations. And on behalf of IVM and News Kids on the Block, we send strength to his family. Kavya, I think you had another really interesting story about the armed forces lined up for us next.
Yeah, I did, and I can't say it's very good news, but if you haven't heard about the ongoing protests in Nagaland, it is caused by something that happened on Saturday, which is the 4th of December 2021, where a special unit of the army shot and killed 6 coal miners in Nagaland And the reason behind this was they said the soldiers mistook the miners for militants. And obviously, these deaths of innocent people led to a lot of violence and clash between the local villagers and the army. And in all this violence, 7 more civilians were killed as well as a soldier. And then one day later, the Assam Rifles Army unit killed another person after the protesters attacked their camp. And there are 2 main reasons behind the current protests that are happening in Nagaland. The first being that many people believe that this wasn't a mistake, but it was actually a planned murder and they intended to kill all these civilians. The second reason is people are pushing to abolish an act known as the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, or the AFSPA, which is basically an act that allows armed forces to shoot, to kill, to make arrests on flimsy evidence, to conduct searches without warrants, and to demolish structures in the name of aiding civil power. So the main reason behind the protest is to abolish this act. Obviously, this violence that we are seeing, I really hope it does not last too long and does not result in the casualties of too many people, and more innocent people don't lose their lives. And with that, we'll take a short break and we'll come back after the break with some good news.
Hey everybody, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Ikka Dukka Economy, Abhinav talks to Dr. Bharat Jhunjhunwala, author and professor of IIM Bangalore, to discuss inflation and its effects on our daily lives. On Storytellers and Storytellers, Vineet sits down to talk to Ankit Chauhan, aka Oye Ankit, the man behind the internet's most viral mashups. On Press Decode, Sarah Vagda and Prafulla discuss the biggest news of the week, the brand new COVID variant Omicron. On The Longest Constitution, Priya takes us through gender inequity at work and how women have changed these regulations. And on Agla Station Adulthood, Ritash and Ayushi talk to Nikhil Taneja. Nikhil is an old friend of the network. He's the founder and CEO of Yuva. Yuva is a socially conscious youth media organization, and in this episode, he discusses toxic masculinity. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. And finally, do remember that many of our shows are available on YouTube. You can check that out by going to our website, ivmpodcast.com/YouTube, where we have a list of all of our various YouTube channels. Finally, we'd like to thank the sponsors on the network this week: Cred, Bank of Baroda, HDFC Mutual Fund, CoinSwitch, Kuber, Intel, and Oxfam India. Thank you so much for making this possible.
Welcome back to News Kids on the Block. I'm Trivik Hariharan, and our next story for you today is about the Champions League. The UEFA Champions League group stages round up this week, and it's safe to say these have been a thrilling group stage. Notable matches, I'd say, were United losing to Young Boys, Liverpool-Milan, what a game that was. We saw the PSG beat City, and then City come back and repay the favor. I think a lot of big clashes which happened in the group stages, but we are finally settling down. And I think big fixtures for the game, the deciding fixtures. Barcelona might get sent to the Europa League. Tonight, Barcelona could be packing their bags and heading to the second tier of European football. And a club to with Barcelona's, with their honors and with, the status they have as a football club. To see them playing in the Europa League is going to be a really strange sight. The club, Messi's club, that was the home to the greatest player of all time, one of the most decorated clubs in all of Europe. Seeing them play in the Europa League, which could be a really big possibility if they don't beat Bayern Munich tonight. And one thing's for sure, it's never going to be easy to beat Bayern Munich, especially with Lewandowski hunting for revenge after he narrowly missed out on the Ballon d'Or. So I think it's going to be a close one. And I think Barcelona are actually going to get sent to the Europa League. You guys will already know, but yeah, I think that's going to be a cracking fixture and looking forward to watching it.
The next story that we have for you today is about the India versus New Zealand test match. This was the second match out of 2. The first one was drawn on the last over. New Zealand managed to keep batting, which was quite an epic save, if you will. I guess that's the beauty of test cricket. The second match was that was played in Mumbai's Wankhede, and it's ended on the 6th of December, which was the 4th day of the match, meaning that it started on the 2nd of December. It was a really epic match, if you will, because firstly, New Zealand had 2 players of Indian origin, including Ajaz Patel, who made history by becoming only the 3rd bowler ever to take 10 wickets in a match. Unfortunately, this extraordinary feat was in vain because India won the match courtesy of a century and a half by Mayank Agarwal and getting New Zealand out in less than 70 runs. So basically having a lead of 500 runs, and then by day 4, getting them all out again. Mohammad Siraj struck with wickets. He almost took a hat trick in India's bowling of the first innings. And Ravichandran Ashwin also took some wickets, reaching his 300th test wicket. A lot of people just talk about what a versatile spinner he is, and he was named the player of the series as well because of that. So all in all, it was a really great match for India, who seemed to be pulling their strings together and just really delivering at everything. It was also a very exciting match because I think for the first time in over 2 years, spectators were actually allowed, especially in Mumbai. At least the rules were only 25%, which means only 8,000 people were at the match, which is quite a few. Saw Ajaz Patel take the 9th and the 10th wicket and a couple of others as well. And it was really spectacular to just watch cricket happen live and not in front of the TV. Everything looked a lot bigger and a lot smaller at the same time. I don't know how to explain it. And yeah, like I said, it was really great to see Indian cricket at its finest. I mean, Umesh Yadav's line, Mohammad Siraj's attack, Ashwin's just being Ashwin. Honestly, Mayank Agarwal was it was beautiful to watch him bat. And then I think at the end of the match, they even took a picture of Ravindra Jadeja's jersey, which said Jadeja, and then Rachin Ravindra's Ravindra. And then they also had Akshar Patel and Ajaz Patel stand next to each other. So they had the same jerseys. And it was really funny because I think Akshar Patel's jersey is 20. Ajaz Patel's is 24, and then both Rachin Ravindra and Ravindra Jadeja have 8. And it was quite an iconic picture, if I do say so myself. That being said, the Indian team will now be gearing up to go to, or they will already be in South Africa, where they'll be facing off against South Africa. And this also comes with the news that after this, Rohit Sharma has been named the new ODI captain, the new white ball captain, which means that Virat Kohli is only the captain of tests. So it's definitely good to see Indian cricket getting back on their feet, especially after the loss at the T20 World Cup and at the World Test Championship. And we can only hope for more.
And that is all we have for you for today. Thank you for listening to News Kids on the Block.
If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network.
You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on our social media. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram.
We'll see you next week. Till then, do share this episode with your folks. Stay safe and don't forget to do your homework.
Remember the days when our granny used to narrate once upon a time stories? Let's bring back the good old days of moral stories with Storytime Tamil. Hi, I am Ravishankar Balachandran, host of Storytime Tamil podcast. I would like you to entertain and educate your children with stories from Storytime Tamil. Tune in to the new episode sharp at 7 p.m. every day on IVM website, IVM podcast app, YouTube channel, or wherever you get your podcast from.
Given the unprecedented times our nation is going through, where positive is now a dreaded word, Smile India gets you delightful news from across the country about people and places that continue to spread the much-needed hope and positive vibes. I am Shifa Maitra, and you can hear Smile India with me every Thursday on the IVM app, website, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Oh, and did I tell you Smile India is available in both English and Hindi.